Alrighty, baby, let's get ready to rumble! Or let's get ready to roll out, because first, Transformers 1 unboxing. And what better character? Legitimately, like, what better character than the legend himself? The GOAT. Like, we're here, you know? This is... We're not waiting anymore. We have arrived to the first Transformers 1 figure. And oh boy, this is gonna be awesome.
Alfonso, this is Optimus Prime. Hold on to your dreams. Never give up and never give in. Transform and roll out.
What's good, Alfonso Nation? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Teletraan Unboxings. Well, there's a new movie, and the new movie is upon us. We are months away, not that far away. Like, I think we're under 100 days, and we finally have our first ever studio series for Transformers 1. Now, this is a fully CG animated film that is going to be set on Cybertron. It's going to delve into the lore of the Transformers, but specifically zero in on Optimus Prime and Megatron and how they became enemies. We always know them as these mortal enemies, and they're just these rivals that are constantly at war, constantly fighting. And there's these two major factions, Autobots, Decepticons. I'm explaining this like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But nevertheless, these characters are going to be really expanded on. And from what I've seen, in my opinion, from the trailers and the footage and the TV spots, you know, and some of the posters and designs, and also from the audience reactions, from what I've seen, it's looking pretty promising. Well, speaking of my favorite character of all time, literally, like, my heart and soul, what makes me so much of a Transformers fan, today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Transformers 1 Studio Series 112 Deluxe Optimus Father. We got the news of this hitting US retail shelves. 3 days later, I do a random checkup on a cloudy day, and I stumble on him. He's here. Really, really happy to add him to my collection, and this is going to be the official start of the Transformers 1 collection. I do plan to collect more characters, and this is no exception. Great way to start it off. I just, you know, I love Optimus, like a lot. Like a lot. I just love his design. He looks so good. Look at that. I mean, like, I love... Obviously, I would want him to have the window, you know, Hasbro, please bring back the window packaging. But I love the design. Look at that render. Look at that image of him. I love how you can see the Matrix, like, glowing from his chest without him having to open it. You know, like, there's this translucent window. His windshield is, like, kind of like a visor across his chest. On the side, of course, you can see more of it, the profile and Autobot logo. On the other side, you got a little bit of a tighter shot with his head sculpt. He is number 112. And on the back, ladies and gentlemen, here you go. We have him in Robot and Alt mode, and his bio says, "A hero fulfills his destiny, becoming the legendary Optimus Prime." That's what I'm talking about, baby. I love it. I love it. I'm just, it's registering with me, like, how I'm about to see the origin story of my favorite character. Like, sure, this movie's gonna go into, like, the whole race, and of course, D16, Megatron, all that, and the war, but also Prime. Because one thing I noticed, the Studio Series figure and the mainline figure, he can hold his Matrix. I know that there's a scene in this movie where Prime gets his Matrix. And so I can't wait for that, because what we saw in the trailer, that was them getting their T-Cogs. We didn't see Orion become Prime yet. That might be my favorite scene. I could be wrong, but I'm already just like, because that's going to be so special. That's the origin, the birth of my favorite character. Let's crack open a new hero. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Yes, I approve. I already approve. I can already see this is going to be a figure I'm going to play with a lot. You know, like, this is something that's, like, easy to handle. This is really, really nice, baby. My name is Orion, but I go by Optimus Prime. I got the Matrix, and I do no more crime. I got Megatron, but he's my enemy now. We were brothers once. I'ma kick you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Don't call it a comeback. Here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. That is awesome. Very cool. I can already see, and, like, you know, like, all of the nice little points of articulation. He will hold up really well. This is gonna be a fun little guy. I don't know if I got that on camera, But wow, that scared me. So his entire waist came off. I'm gonna correct that. I'm gonna put his underwear back on. It does one of these. Fantastic. I'm bringing sexy back. For the kids watching, I apologize. So he's got like 90% legs, 10% and anything else. So other than that, you know, proportionally, and maybe that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know. Oh, that might be it. That might be how it's supposed to. That's interesting. But overall, love it. I freaking love it. I think he looks really nice. I think the red is nice and like, you know, the colors are not like super saturated. You know, they're not like strong and vibrant, but they have like this kind of faded tone to them, which I kind of like. I do think it's cool. I think his windshields are nice. The translucent blue plastic, that's really cool. He has more of a Cybertronian mode because there's no Earth here. And I wonder if this movie is going to end off with him going to Earth or anything like that. I hope not. I hope there's no humans. I hope the whole thing is on Cybertron. That would be fantastic. And the back is awesome. You know, he has a backpack. He has a little bit of a flap, but that's normal. You know, it doesn't like extend too much. It doesn't interfere with his articulation. I'm sure it's just a little panel. And without it, it would look really bland. But overall, I love his head sculpt. The head sculpt is really cool. I love that shape. It is really faithful to the CG design. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm gonna be honest, this might be my favorite deluxe Optimus Prime, you know? I mean, we have a lot of Voyager Primes, a lot of the, you know, because live action is a little bit higher in scale, and we have some Leader Primes, but this is a deluxe scale, and for a deluxe scale, this really has a nice presence. I'm gonna be honest, my main concern was the color of the plastic. I don't know what they did with this yellowish looking plastic. You know, I know a lot of figures yellow as it is, so people are like, why would they give us a head start? But I'm looking at it in person, it doesn't even look yellow. Like, it doesn't look yellow in person. It doesn't look gray, but it has this really faint, like, beige, or like a tan. It's not yellow whatsoever. The cameras might show yellow, even the images might show it to be yellow, but it's not. It's not. It's just, it's an interesting, like, shade of color. So the stock images do not properly represent exactly how these look in person, and neither do some of the photography or, like, some of the video footage of this guy. This thing looks cool, man. Let's get the accessories out and see what he got, what is going on, okay? I don't like destroying my packaging. Some of y'all might just destroy stuff when you open it. I'm not one of the... I like to preserve the packaging as much as I can. Oh, wow. He's got a lot. I forgot he had all that. So his first accessory, probably going to be my favorite one, is the Energon axe, the classic Energon axe. Obviously, we know Prime to have an Energon axe from the G1 series. They're bringing it back, but instead of like the orange glow or the yellow glow that we get from like the G1, we have the blue glow. And I'm honestly not gonna lie, my favorite color for Energon is blue. There's different continuities that have different color shadings. I like the blue Energon idea because your boy is from the aligned continuity and your boy's not complaining about that. I just like blue Energon, so the blue Energon axe I'm not angry about. I think it looks really nice. You got details. It's basically just translucent blue plastic. You got some details there, and then you have the part where it's supposed to kind of protrude out of his wrist. It's not a full circle. It has like, you know, kind of like a half and half. Now, one of my main things I don't really like is I don't like that he doesn't have like a really nice, like, large blaster, whether they be large arm cannons or a big ion blaster handheld. Instead, he has these little pods. And these are really for the alt mode, but you can use them as little P blasters for the robot mode. And I guess they were like, you're just gonna take that and you're gonna be happy. That's what's gonna happen. It's pretty simple. It has that same like little color. Is it the same? Yeah, so it's the same little brushed tan that we get for the rest of the body that looks yellow, but it really isn't yellow. And then we have a little red peg, and you can basically peg it onto his shoulder, or you can put it in his hands for him to actually use. I'm the kind of person that might use his melee weapon as his main weapon, because I don't think him with these little P blasters are gonna do anything. So they are much better as the smokestacks for the shoulders. Now that completes him. That truly does it. It does the trick. So these belong on his shoulders, and of course those shoulders convert into like the little thrusters for his alt mode. Still really cool, and of course he does have this little piece here. This is really for the alt mode. It's for the truck mode, but it is still it is molded with detail, and you still have roughly the same color as the rest of his body, that kind of brushed tan. And I love it. He has the Matrix of leadership. And as a deluxe, it's not just a Matrix that's molded in. It is a handheld Matrix. Now that's what I'm talking about. If you look really closely, you might not be able to see it on camera, but I'll try. You can see that it's not really something that goes into the circle pegs of his hands, but there's little slits that they've molded into the wrists, or into the fists actually, where you can just put his fists together, and then you can just peg the Matrix into his hand. You can have him hold it with just one hand. Like legitimately, you don't have to have him like hold it with both, but you can do it to where he holds it with both. Kind of like that. And that is freaking awesome. That's incredible. I love that so much. Let's go, Optimus. Can't wait to see him get the Matrix in this movie. I'm gonna hold my freak out so much in that moment. Here we have it. Articulation wise, this dude is very impressive. One of the most articulating deluxes that they've pretty much released in recent history. But his shoulder does move forward and back, up and down, and then the arm moves like this. Arm bend. He's got a rotation. Then he has a rotation at the wrist as well. I really love the shoulder front and back. I like that. I love that a lot. His little skirt can move up. Leg comes up, down, rotates. Can go all the way up. Really high kick. Look at that. Beautiful bend right there. And then back. He has a little toe pivot. And my favorite thing. He's got ankle tilts, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. Waist moves all around. He can bring it around town. The head can look up like that, like crazy. Look at that. What is that? What deluxe does that? Like, that's insane. The head can look down, and it can look side to side. It's on the ball joint. I believe it's for the transformation. His head compresses. But other than that, beautiful, freaking beautiful, epic. This figure, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with, and I'm definitely gonna be taking a lot of pictures of. And just to show some scale comparisons, to show what he looks like alongside other figures that may be in your collection. Here he is with the Transformers. It's the APC Toys Attack Prime. That's the Transformers Prime styled Optimus Prime from APC Toys, the Chrome Edition. This is more of a Voyager scale, so this was kind of like Deluxe versus Voyager. That's how they look together. Very cool. Two Primes. One Prime that I grew up with and one Prime that I'm about to get to know. Very cool. Next up, here he is with the Studio Series Rise of the Beast Voyager Optimus Prime. This is the 102. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So these are two movie primes. This is the movie prime of last year with the movie prime of this year. I can't believe I'm able to say that. Both of these designs are really nice, and they are a product of their film, of their project. You know, it really represents where they're from, and I really love it. Next up here is with the Legacy United Voyager Animated Optimus Prime, just to give you an idea what it looks like next to another animated styled Prime. Of course, you have the animated show. This is the kind of like the re-styled a little bit for animated Prime, but still has his core aesthetic, and there he is with him. I honestly like the Transformers 1 Prime more. I just think proportionally he looks nicer, and I like the details on him. I just like the complexity he has, but they are both really awesome figures. And, you know, Animated Prime is a legend. Next up here he is with the Studio Series Gamer Edition War for Cybertron Optimus Prime, a legendary, iconic design from the video game era that I truly miss. And what I find interesting is that the plastic on the Gamer Edition Prime is similar to the plastic of the TF1 Optimus Prime. It's kind of like, it has that same feel, but nevertheless, these are two really cool designs. Next up here he is with the Studio Series Bumblebee Movie Leader Class Concept Megatron. This is wild. One more of a live action style, and one is more of an animated style. But it's interesting how cool they look together and how they can technically fit. This could be like an Orion Pax for the Bumblebee movie, and then that could be like the actual Megatron for that Bumblebee movie, if we really wanted to do it. Nevertheless, really cool. Just have to show concept Megatron next to him, because I think that's really cool. And I can't wait to see the Megatron that they put out for this movie. And then, of course, we have the APC Toys Dark Master TFP Megatron. I just want to put him up against another animated styled villain, which would be the Megatron. Really cool. I love it so much. And this Megatron is also more of a Voyager scale, so that just gives you an idea. I kind of like the scale of this Prime. I think it looks really nice. I think it works. And I think it's going to look even nicer with the rest of the bots for the Studio Series lineup. Let's get the background out. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh my gosh. You know what? Because we don't have any more TF1 Studio Series right now, you know, we're gonna get them, but right now we don't have any, and I don't know if they're gonna drop before the movie. I'm tempted to just display him in front of this. This is perfect. Like, this might be the first time I actually use the background, because he's the sole figure that would go there, and I think it looks good. This is probably Iacon, but this is definitely one of the like most central parts of the film, like the environments, because we see that in the poster. It looks like it might be like the Iacon Speedway. We do know that there's going to be some kind of like racing scene. We saw it in a trailer, and then there's a part where I think it shows Iacon 5000, which is a like a race. I think it's from the comics, I believe, or from G1. It's from like an older continuity that they're bringing back and bringing to the big screen, where you're going to see a lot of the racing sequences. So that's why they have a highway here. But the city back here could either be Iacon, or it could be where the mines are, where they all met, you know, underground. But nevertheless, beautiful background, and I think I might use this one. Overall, I think he's awesome. I honestly love him. I don't have many complaints, and especially as a deluxe, I try to be a lot more, like, calmer with the deluxes and not, like, go too crazy with criticism. But this guy doesn't really give me a lot to, like, have to fend off or, like, have to forgive, because he's solid. Does the Matrix actually... Can I put it in his chest? Okay, we're gonna have to cover this. So this is awesome. You got the little engravings, like, of the Matrix chamber. And you can just, like, peg the Matrix in there. Okay. Alright, cool. So, that's amazing. I think this is my favorite deluxe Optimus Prime Studio series, like straight up. This might be one of the only ones. One of my favorite deluxe Optimus Primes I've ever laid my hands on in recent history. This is, yeah, that's really cool. I like that. So, I'm gonna just get to the rating. If I have to rate this on a scale from 1 to 10, personally, I'm gonna give him a 9.5 out of 10. I think he's for his price, for 25 bucks, and all the stuff you get, like, articulation-wise, and the alt mode looking fantastic, all the different, like, I mean, the movie accuracy of the alt mode is really nice, considering how much he can articulate, and the fact that he has deluxe class engineering, and the Energon acts, and the 2 missile pods that are removable. You can use them as smokestacks or blasters? I mean, that's kind of hard to beat. And a removable Matrix in a deluxe figure? What the heck? Like, honestly, it's really hard to complain with this one. I'm taking this to the movie theater. I'm just letting you know this. Like, wherever I go, however I arrange this watch, this guy will be accompanying me to the movie theater to watch Transformers 1. Just to let you know right now. I've actually never done that, and so it's time. But that's it. I'm excited for the movie, and I love the designs of this guy, and I hope that this movie really delivers. I'm hoping, man, because I want this to be a really, like, rewatchable movie. I want it to be a substantive movie, too, not just a lot of fluff or, like, predictable plot. I want it to be, like, a nice story-driven film, and nothing predictable, you know? Like, nothing cliche, no MacGuffin devices. Like, I just want this to be character-driven, you know, like, personable. So, I'm hoping for the best of this movie. But anyway, that's all for the day. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new, subscribe. And by all means, this is your Teletraan unboxer. Till all, R1. That's bad. That's bad. I'm not... Till all R1, have a great home team.